You're welcome back to the fifth episode of this series. Thank you for having the courage to come back to my channel. I really appreciate that. Do well to share and subscribe if you have not subscribed to my channel. Okay, so right away we're going into where we left off in the last episode. Now today we are looking at in this video we're continuing where we left off in the last episode, and that was inside. So in the last episode I explained a bit of the first two, which is insert cover page and then insert blank page. That is, if you have a document, you can easily put in a blank page in between or on top of it or at the last end of it, depending on where your cursor is. That is where the blank page will come in. So the next one, there is page break. I'm going to use the other one as text. So let's say from these early computing devices, or maybe you want the first paragraph to take only one page, and then starting from what is computer, you want it to be let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so starting from what is computer, that is from this particular heading, you want it to start from another page. So what you do basically is put your cursor there, go to insert, and then click on page break. So page break will kind of move the text from this particular point to a new page. So let me hit the page break now. Okay, so you see that starting from what is computer has moved to a new page, while the first paragraph takes only one page. So I hope that is clear. Alright, so I'm going back to the blank document now. Alright, so the next one there is inserting table. So this is a very sensitive part of the lesson. It's kind of technical. People find it difficult to insert table and walk around it. So I'm going to be taking my time to explain how you can insert table in your document and then make good use of it. And not just make good use of it, you should also be able to manipulate it, give it a kind of design, give it a kind of style, edit it the way you want it, and you can also even draw. You can draw table. So let's go right into it. Now, what you have here, a table is made up of three properties basically. So it's made up of column, rows, and cell. So the row are the lines that run through that runs through horizontally. So all the lines that runs through horizontally makes up the row, while the lines that runs through vertically makes up the column, and the point of intersection between a row and a column makes a cell. So that makes it row, column, and cells. So a table is made up of rows, it's made up of column, and it's made up of cells. So cells are those points. Let me just insert now. So here is just it's just a shortcut to insert the number of columns and tables. So here you see 4 by 5. You see 4 by 5 table, meaning 4 column by 5 rows. So let me just insert this. You can always add to it. You can always increase the number of rows and the number of columns. So it doesn't really matter the number of rows or columns you first insert. So if you want to add more to it, if you want to increase or remove, it can be done. So you can edit your table in any way you want it. So it doesn't really matter the number of column or rows that you first add while inserting the table. So here now, okay, so I'm going to show you something here. What I just highlighted here now is a cell. It's a cell. That is, it's a point of intersection between the row and a column in that table. Now let me explain what I mean by that. So now I'm going to, if I press and hold down my tab key to add more rows, you see that it has increased the number of rows I have. So now let me make the highlight again. Whenever you see this black arrow on your cursor, it means you want to select a cell. So once I click it, it highlights that particular cell. So if there is any text in the cell, maybe I want to make it bold, I want to format the text, I hope that you know what formatting is now when I mention format, because I explained in my previous video. Must be maybe the second episode or third episode. You can go back to it. All right. So um, this is a cell, and then when you see this black arrow, of course you move your cursor to the top of the column, and then you click. It highlights the entire column. That is, you select the entire column. That is when this black arrow is in display. Let me zoom in so that you can see better. All right. So when you see this black arrow, you are highlighting, you are selecting that column. Don't forget that I said column are the lines that runs vertically from the top to bottom, while rows are lines that runs horizontally from left to right. Okay, so let's say you want to highlight this particular row. So once you see this arrow, don't forget that if you click once, it highlights only one cell. That is the point of intersection between a row and a column. So if you double click it, it highlights the entire row. As you can see clearly now, once I double click it, it highlighted the entire row. Okay, so the this particular square around there that has 4 cardinal arrows, once you place your cursor on it, you will see this sign. This sign means that you want to move the object around. In this case, the table is the object. So if I click now and I attempt to move it around, you see I'm able to move my table around or in my document. So once you see this appear on your cursor, this particular symbol appear on your cursor, it means you are about, once you click now, you're about to move the table from where it is to another location. So I can move it like this, I can move it to wherever I want it to be. All right, so that's about that. Now, okay, I've explained all these arrows. All right, so once you see this, of course, it means you want to type. Now, this particular little square here on the lower, below the right hand side can be used to increase the size of the table. So it will increase it evenly on the horizontal and vertical axis. It increases the sizes of the cells all through. All right. So there is a way you move around in the table. It's not like the normal typing. It's unlike the normal document typing where you can easily click and then type and then press enter, type, move around, and then press enter, like that, something like this, and then press enter. I don't think, okay, just responding. So something like that. It's quite different in the case of the table. Okay, so I'm going to explain briefly how you move around. Number one, you have your control keys, the arrow keys you have on your keyboard. Those are the first keys that you have that you use to navigate around in your table. So you have the left arrow, the right arrow, the left arrow, the top, and the downward arrow. So you use it to move around. So let's say I want to move to the right in this table, so I use the arrow. You see now, so if I want to move down the column there, I use the down arrow to move down. So the same applies to when you use the tab. So let's take it back to the beginning. Now I'm about to hit the tab button. The tab button is the button just above the caps lock. If you are using HP, I really don't know about other brands, but I think it should be the same for the key. So tab key is just above the caps lock, and once I hit the tab key, it shifts my cursor by one cell. It shifts it by one cell. And another thing, if I want to take it back to where I started from, I can hold the shift key down and then hit the tab again. It takes me back to the starting point. The tab takes me forward, and then shift tab takes me backward in the row. So don't forget, the arrow key, arrow down takes it down, and arrow up takes it back up, and then the likes like that. Okay, so having explained that, what you have, the moment you insert anything, let me quickly mention that now, because I'm going to be seeing a lot of this as we proceed in the lesson. Once you insert anything, be it table, picture, or diagram, shapes, whatever it is you insert, you will have a drop down in the menu. This is the menu. The menu contains file, home, insert, design, layout, reference, menus, review, and view. That is where the menu stops. But the fact that I have an active object in my document, then there is design and layout. So this design and layout is under table tools. If you can see now, table tools, design and layout. So these two new menus now are to define the table to the user's choice. So these are the two these are the two commands under table tools, design and layout. These are the two menus now you use to define your table. So under design, you have, yes, just like the name implies, the design of the table, and then under layout, you have different commands that you can use to set up the layout. So we're going to start with design. All right, so we have the header, the first column, the total. Okay, let me just begin with this. So just like the name implies here, the design. So once I hit any of this, then you see that my table took exactly that design. So I'm just hovering around now. As I hover around the different designs there are there, it keeps changing and changing and changing. Okay, so let me just go for this now. So what this checkbox that has header row, first column, and branded does is that once I click this, you see it's adjusted. That is, the header row is the design is removed immediately, right? So if what you want to remove is the first column, the style, you click it and then it removes it. So, but if you have it checked, it will come back. So you see that total row and it takes it back. So that's just about that. So if you have any of the designs that you don't want from what you have in these styles, you can easily remove them from the table style options. So here's where we're going to end in this episode of the tutorial. I'll see you in the next video. Do well to subscribe to my channel and share this video to as many that you feel that they're going to need it, and then like and thank you very much. I really appreciate it. See you in the next video.